The deception unveiled. If you're ready to witness humanity's greatest bluff, smash that like button and subscribe for more epic HFY stories. Ambassador Zelthros materialized in the council chamber of New Geneva Station without warning. His crystalline form pulsed with colors that represented authority across 1,000 worlds. He had delivered similar messages to 847 civilizations during his 60,000 years of service. Most species wept, some begged, a few tried to fight. All eventually submitted. Today would be different, though he did not know it yet. The human delegates sat calmly around their simple metal table. No exotic materials, no gravity manipulation, just basic furniture that any pre-spaceflight civilization might use. Zelthros felt a familiar contempt. These creatures were so primitive, yet they had dared to challenge the consortium's sacred laws. "I am Ambassador Zelthros of the Galactic Consortium," he announced. His voice resonated through multiple dimensions, designed to inspire awe and terror. "I bring the judgment of 10,000 species upon humanity." The human representative, a woman named Dr. Sarah Chun, simply nodded. She was elderly by human standards, with silver hair and eyes that had seen too much. She did not look afraid. She looked tired. "The charges are as follows," Zelthros continued. "You have violated 23 territorial agreements. You have refused to pay tribute to your betters. You have stolen property from consortium members. You have harbored fugitives and freed slaves from 17 different worlds." He paused, expecting panic. The humans just listened. "Your sentence is total annihilation. The consortium has assembled a fleet of 15,000 warships. They will arrive in your system in 30 days. You may use this time to prepare your souls for extinction." Dr. Chen picked up a data pad and read through the charges carefully. Her colleagues did the same. One of them, a young man named Marcus Webb, actually chuckled softly. "Is something amusing?" Zelthros demanded. Dr. Chen looked up. "Ambassador, may I ask a question?" "Speak." "This fleet of 15,000 ships, is that your entire military force, or just what you're sending against us?" Zelthros felt confused. The consortium maintains a standing force of approximately 20,000 warships across all territories. We are committing 75% of our total strength to ensure your complete destruction. No species in galactic history has ever faced such overwhelming power. Dr. Chen exchanged glances with her colleagues. Something passed between them. Not fear, not desperation. Something else entirely. "I see," she said quietly. "And your intelligence on human military capabilities. Where did you get it?" "From our observers. We have monitored your species for 50 years. You have 89 colony worlds. Your fleet consists of approximately 1,200 vessels, mostly outdated patrol craft. Your weapons technology is at least 500 years behind current consortium standards. Your total population is roughly 40 billion. These facts are indisputable." Marcus Webb laughed again, louder this time. Dr. Chen shot him a look, but she was smiling too. "Ambassador Zelthros," she said, standing up slowly, "I want to thank you for coming here in person. It shows respect, even if the message is hostile. In return, I'm going to show you the same respect by being completely honest with you." She walked to the window, overlooking Earth. The blue marble hung in space, beautiful and fragile looking. "Everything you think you know about humanity is wrong. Not slightly wrong. Completely, catastrophically wrong. And that's not an accident. We've been lying to you since the day we met." Zelthros felt something he had not experienced in millennia. Uncertainty. "You think we have 89 colonies?" Dr. Chen continued. "We have 340. You think we have 1,200 ships? We have 18,000. You think our population is 40 billion? Try 150 billion. You think our technology is primitive? We've been studying consortium tech for 50 years and improving on it." She turned back to face him. "We knew this day would come. We knew the consortium crushes anyone who grows too powerful. So we hid. We showed you only what we wanted you to see. We sent out old ships on patrol while building new ones in asteroid belts. We registered false populations on known colonies while establishing hidden settlements in systems you thought were empty. We let you think we were weak while we prepare for war. Impossible, Zelfro said, but his voice lacked conviction. Our intelligence is flawless. Our observers see everything. Your observers see exactly what we show them, Marcus Webb said. Ambassador, do you know what humans did before we reached the stars? We spent 10,000 years learning to lie to each other. Espionage, counterintelligence, misinformation. We are very, very good at deception. Dr. Chen pulled up a holographic display. It showed the solar system, but not as consortium maps depicted it. Hidden bases appeared throughout the asteroid belt. Massive shipyards orbited Jupiter's moons. Weapons platforms surrounded every colony world. We've had 50 years to prepare, she said. 50 years of building in secret. 50 years of training. 50 years of waiting for consortium to finally show its true face. Zelfros tried to process this information. If it was true, if humanity had been deceiving them all along, then the entire consortium intelligence apparatus had failed. But that was impossible. They had ruled the galaxy for 3 million years. They had never been fooled before. Even if this is true, he said slowly, you cannot defeat us. Our ships are individually superior. Our weapons are more advanced. Our crews have centuries of combat experience. Your species has never fought a real war in space. Dr. Chen's smile faded. Her expression became hard, almost sad. Ambassador, you need to understand something about humans. We evolved on a death world, a planet where the weather kills, where the wildlife kills, where invisible organisms kill. We survive because we learn to fight everything, all the time, without stopping. She pulled up another display. Historical footage from Earth's past. Trenches filled with mud and bodies. Cities reduced to rubble. Mushroom clouds rising over devastated landscapes. We fought wars that killed hundreds of millions. We developed weapons that could end all life on our planet. We came within minutes of destroying ourselves multiple times. And every time we pulled back from the edge, learned our lessons and became stronger. The images shifted to more recent footage. Human ships in combat simulations. Weapons tests. Military exercises that showed tactics the consortium had never imagined. You want to know if we fought a real war in space? Dr. Chen asked. No, but we fought real wars on our planet. Wars where losing meant extinction. Wars where surrender meant slavery or death. We know what real war costs, and we're willing to pay that price. She walked back to the table and sat down. So here's my message to your consortium. We don't want this war. We never wanted it. We tried to follow your rules, try to fit into your galaxy. But then we saw what you really are. We saw the slave markets. We saw the conquered species. We saw civilizations erased because they dared to be different. Her voice grew cold. We freed those slaves because it was right. We broke your treaties because your treaties only protect the strong. We're ready to fight you because we refuse to live in a galaxy ruled by tyrants. So bring your 15,000 ships. Bring your superior technology. Bring your centuries of experience. She leaned forward. We'll be waiting. An ambassador, when this is over, when the battles are done and the dead are counted, the consortium will learn something important. Humans don't fight until we win. We fight until the threat is gone. Completely. Forever. There is no negotiation. There is no surrender. There is only victory or extinction. And we've survived extinction before. Zelfro stood frozen. In 60,000 years of service, no one had ever spoken to him like this. No species had ever claimed to welcome the consortium's wrath. I will deliver your message, he said finally, but you are making a terrible mistake. The consortium has never lost a war. We have crushed civilizations that existed for millions of years. Your species is barely out of the caves. Maybe, Dr. Chen said, but we're the species that crawled out of those caves, looked at the stars, and decided to claim them. We're the species that stared into the nuclear fire and chose survival. We're the species that takes broken slaves and teaches them to be free again. She stood one more time. Tell your consortium that humanity sends its regards. Tell them we'll see their fleet in 30 days. And tell them that if they want war, we'll give them something they've never experienced before. What is that? Dr. Chen smiled grimly. An enemy that fights back. Admiral Catherix commanded the consortium's armada with absolute confidence. She had won 300 battles across 20,000 years of service. She had destroyed civilizations that begged for mercy. She had watched worlds burn and felt nothing but satisfaction at a job well done. The human system-designated Sol appeared on her tactical display. One small star with primitive planets. The humans had 30 days to prepare. It would not matter. All ships battle formation, she ordered. We advance in standard configuration. Destroyer screen forward, battleships in center, carriers at the rear. Standard doctrine, standard approach. Her fleet moved through space like a mechanical tide. 15,000 ships in perfect formation, the largest military force assembled in 1,000,000 years. Behind them, the entire consortium watched through live feeds. This would be a demonstration, a lesson to any species that thought about rebellion. They reached the edge of the solar system and detected the first anomaly. Admiral, sensors show unusual readings from the asteroid belt, her tactical officer reported. Multiple energy signatures, possibly weapons platforms. Catherix nodded. Defensive installations. As expected, launch mining drones to clear them. 1,000 automated drones swept ahead of the fleet, designed to detonate mines and destroy stationary defenses. They reached the asteroid belt and began their work. Then the belt came alive. What Catherix's sensors had read as possibly weapons platforms were actually 5,000 concealed warships. They had been waiting in complete silence, powered down to minimal levels, invisible to consortium scanners. Now they activated their reactors and opened fire simultaneously. The first wave of fire destroyed 600 consortium ships in 30 seconds. Evasive action. Catherix screamed. All ships, scatter formation. Return fire. But the consortium fleet was designed for overwhelming force in open space. Their ships were large, heavily armored, and slow. They had never needed to be fast before. They had never faced an enemy that struck first. The human ships were different. They were smaller, faster, and built with a single purpose in mind, killing things much larger than themselves. Captain Jennifer Rodriguez commanded the destroyer USS Mongoose. Her ship was 300 meters long, tiny compared to consortium battleships that measure kilometers. But the Mongoose had 8 missile tubes, each loaded with nuclear-tipped torpedoes. She had been waiting in the asteroid belt for 20 days, her crew sleeping in shifts, surviving on recycled air and ration packs. Now it was time to work. Target lock on consortium battleship designated Alpha 7, she announced. Fire all tubes. 8 missiles screamed out of the Mongoose's launchers. They accelerated to a fraction of light speed in seconds. Point defense systems on the target battleship tried to intercept them. They destroyed 6 missiles. 2 got through. The nuclear detonations shredded the battleship's armor. Secondary explosions rippled through its hull. The massive vessel broke in half, spilling thousands of crew members into the void. Reload and acquire new target, Rodriguez ordered calmly. Let's give them hell. Across the asteroid belt, 5,000 human ships repeated this process. They fired, relocated, fired again. The consortium's heavy ships tried to return fire, but they could not lock onto targets that refused to stay still. Their weapons were designed for ship-to-ship combat at range, not fighting enemies that hid among asteroids and struck from ambush. Admiral Catherix watched her fleet die and felt something completely alien to her experience. Fear. Pull back, she ordered. All ships retreat to Rally Point Beta. Her fleet tried to withdraw, but the humans had anticipated this too. As the consortium ships turned away from the asteroid belt, they found more human vessels waiting. These were larger ships, cruisers and battleships that had been hiding behind Mars. They blocked the retreat path and opened fire. The consortium fleet was trapped between 2 human forces, caught in a vice of nuclear fire and kinetic weapons. Ships died by the hundreds. This isn't possible, Catherix whispered. We outnumber them 3-1. We have superior technology. How are we losing? Her tactical officer had the answer, though she did not want to hear it. Admiral, The humans are fighting differently than any species we've encountered. They don't follow standard combat doctrine. They don't try to match us ship for ship. They use ambush tactics, hit-and-run strikes, concentrated fire on single targets. They're fighting like predators, not soldiers. Catholics understood then. The consortium had evolved on peaceful worlds. They had developed space combat as a formal art, with rules and strategies refined over millions of years. They fought with honor and discipline. Humans had evolved by eating each other. They had spent 100,000 years as hunter-killers on a planet that tried to murder them daily. They did not fight with honor. They fought to win. The battle raged for 6 hours. When it ended, the consortium had lost 9,000 ships, nearly 60% of their armada. The human casualties were significant but manageable. 1,200 vessels destroyed, millions dead, but they were still fighting. Admiral Catherick retreated with her remaining 6,000 ships. She opened a channel to the Consortium High Council. "We have been deceived," she reported. "Human capabilities are far beyond our intelligence estimates. I request immediate reinforcements and authorization to use extinction-class weapons." The High Council deliberated for 3 hours while Catholic's battered fleet hid in deep space. When they responded, their message was brief. Request denied. We cannot commit more ships without leaving our own territories vulnerable. We cannot authorize extinction weapons without risking galactic condemnation from neutral species. You will continue the offensive with available forces. Catholics wanted to scream. They were sending her to die with inadequate resources against an enemy that had already proven they could win. But she was consortium. She followed orders. All ships. She broadcast to her remaining fleet. Prepare for assault on Earth itself. If we cannot defeat their military, we will destroy their home world. They will surrender to save their planet. She was wrong about that too. The human response came 2 hours later. Not from their military. From their civilian government. Dr. Sarachin appeared on every screen in the consortium fleet. She looked even more tired than before, but her voice was steady. "Admiral Catherix, my name is Dr. Sarachin. I'm the civilian leader of humanity. I want you to know something before you attack Earth. What you faced today was our outer defense fleet, half our total military strength. If you proceed to Earth, you will face the other half. They will destroy you." She paused. "But that's not why I'm contacting you. I'm contacting you because I want to give you a choice. You can turn around right now. Take your ships and go home. Tell your consortium that humanity is not weak. Tell them we will defend ourselves. Tell them the era of easy conquest is over." Catherick sneered. "We do not negotiate with primitives. We will reduce your world to ash." Dr. Chin nodded sadly. "I thought you'd say that. In that case, I need to tell you about some friends of ours. You've noticed that several of your slave species have stopped responding to orders recently. The Vexari, the Chrysathians, the Thalaxians, 23 species in total. Images appeared on the screens. Vexari ships attacking consortium outposts. Chrysathian rebels destroying mining facilities. Thalaxian freedom fighters liberating prison worlds. We didn't just hide our fleet from you," Dr. Chin said. "We've been running an underground network for 30 years, smuggling weapons to oppressed species, teaching them how to fight back, showing them that the consortium can bleed." More images. Dozens of worlds in rebellion. Consortium forces spread thin, trying to maintain control. Supply lines under attack. Colonial governors fleeing for their lives. "You wanted to make an example of us," Dr. Chin continued. "To show the galaxy what happens when someone defies you. Well, you succeeded, but not the way you planned. Every species in this galaxy is watching you lose. They're watching the mighty consortium get beaten by humans who've been in space for less than a century. And they're asking themselves, if humanity can fight back, why can't we?" Catherix felt her certainty crumbling. "So here's what happens next," Dr. Chin said. "You can attack Earth, and we will destroy every ship you have. Your crews will die. Your consortium will be weakened, and the rebellions will spread. Or you can go home. Accept that humanity will not be conquered. Accept that your era of domination is ending. Accept that the galaxy has changed. We will never accept defeat from primitives. Dr. Chen's expression hardened. Then you'll accept death instead. Choose. The channel closed. Admiral Catherick sat in her command chair, faced with an impossible decision. Attack and likely die, proving humanity's point, or retreat and admit weakness, which might trigger even more rebellions. She made her choice. All ships, full advance on Earth. Prepare all weapons. We end this now. The consortium fleet moved toward the blue planet. As they approached, they detected the second human fleet. Not 5,000 ships, not even 10,000. Over 13,000 warships surrounded Earth in layered defensive positions. Every single one was crewed by humans who had watched the consortium's atrocities for 50 years. Humans who had freed slaves and seen the grateful tears. Humans who knew exactly what they were fighting for. Admiral, her tactical officer said quietly, "We cannot win this engagement. The odds are impossible." Catherick knew he was right. She also knew that retreating now would doom the consortium. If they showed weakness here, the entire galactic order would collapse. "Fire all weapons," she ordered. The second battle of Seoul lasted 14 hours. It was brutal beyond description. Ships died on both sides. Space filled with debris and radiation. Human defenders fought with the desperation of people protecting their home. Consortium attackers fought with the pride of an empire that refused to acknowledge its end. When the firing stopped, the consortium fleet was gone. Every ship destroyed or captured. Admiral Catherick died when her flagship's reactor went critical, still refusing to surrender. The human casualties were terrible. For thousands ships lost, millions dead, but Earth survived. Humanity survived. 3 days later, the Consortium High Council opened formal negotiations with humanity. They had no choice. With rebellion spreading across 50 worlds and their main fleet destroyed, they could no longer maintain control through force alone. Dr. Sarah Chen sat across from the council representatives in the rebuilt New Geneva Station. She looked at them with eyes that had seen too much death. "The consortium is over," she said simply. "Not destroyed, but changed. From now on, species join voluntarily or not at all. Slavery ends everywhere. Tribute ends. The age of empire is done." The council members wanted to protest, to argue, to maintain their dignity, but they had no leverage left. "What about humanity?" one asked. "What is your place in this new galaxy?" Dr. Chen smiled, finally looking less tired. "We'll be what we've always been. The ones who fight for the weak. The ones who free the slaves. The ones who stand up to bullies." She stood to leave, then paused. "Oh, and one more thing. The next time someone threatens us with war, we won't wait 30 days to respond. We'll be there that same day. Because that's what predators do. We respond to threats immediately and overwhelmingly. Are you threatening us?" "No," Dr. Chen said. "I'm making a promise. Leave the weak alone. Leave the innocent alone. Live in peace. And humanity will be your greatest ally." She walked to the door, then looked back one last time. "But hurt people we care about, enslave species that want freedom or threaten our friends. And we'll remind you why Earth is called a death world, and why predators always win when you fight on their terms." She left the council sitting in silence, contemplating a galaxy that had changed forever. Outside, human ships patrolled alongside vessels from 23 newly freed species. The Liberation Fleet, they called themselves. Partners, not subjects. The age of empire had ended. The age of cooperation had begun. And it had all started because one species refused to kneel and smiled when threatened with war. What an epic journey. Did the consortium learn their lesson? Would you want humanity on your side in a galactic conflict? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more HFY stories, and share with friends who love science fiction. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our next story. Thanks for watching, and remember, never underestimate a species that evolved by surviving the impossible.